Hello, friends, and welcome to your Damascus Daily Prayer Lab. My name is Brad Piron, and I'm a missionary with Damascus. Today is the Monday of the 17th week in Ordinary Time, and we'll be reflecting on today's gospel, which comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 31 to 35. Here's how that reads. Jesus proposed a parable to the crowds. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that a person took and sowed in a field. It is the smallest of all the seeds, yet when full grown, it is the largest of plants. It becomes a large bush, and the birds of the sky come and dwell in its branches. He spoke to them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of wheat flour until the whole batch was leavened. All these things Jesus spoke to the crowds in parables. He spoke to them only in parables to fulfill what had been said through the prophet. I will open my mouth in parables. I will announce what has lain hidden from the foundation of the world. Matthew 13 has a ton of parables in it. We reflected on some yesterday. We're going to reflect on more today. The first parable here, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that a person took and sowed in a field. In other words, the kingdom of heaven comes to us in small and humble ways. Almost like at Mass, right? Jesus comes to us in the small and humble way of bread and wine. And that's true in all of the things of heaven, that it comes to us in small and invitational ways, but as we plant it in our lives, it becomes the largest of the plants. It becomes the sort of thing that others can find refuge in. It becomes the sort of thing that others can find shelter from. And then second, Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of wheat flour. I like how specific he gets, of wheat flour until the whole batch was leavened. In other words, the kingdom of heaven, when mixed in with all the other things, it elevates everything. Have you ever heard that adage that a rising tide lifts all ships? That's the kingdom of heaven. When we bring it into our life, it lifts everything else up. Here's the truth about God today, friends. He doesn't want to take things from you. He wants to transform things about you. He wants to bring himself into your life so that everything can rise. This has been a scripture reflection on the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 31 to 35. Again, my name is Brad Piron, a missionary with Damascus, and as always, we want to thank St. Gabriel Catholic Radio for making these reflections possible. To learn more about all of Damascus's programs, events, and resources, please visit us at damascus.net.